Hello, 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 and welcome back to the third innings of the second test in the 2021 Backyard Cricket England series between Alex's 11 and Dan's 11. This game is being brought to you live from the fabulous Woldingham Dome, a ground which never disappoints, and it hasn't again here. Alex's team will be happy to still be in this game. After a good performance with the ball, they showed some fight and some character to restrict the first innings lead to just 54. For Dan's 11, all to play for here. They trail 1-0 in this series, and it's vital that they keep Alex's team down to a reasonable target. We're going to go straight to the Dome now. A lot resting on the captain's shoulders. He's at the crease with Lewis Chapman, and for Dan's team, he'll be looking for some of the form his bowlers showed in the first innings. Let's go straight to the Dome and see how it unfolds. Well, welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. The brilliant Woldingham Dome always gives us such fantastic games of cricket, and it looks like being the same here. Looks as though this game's going to go down to the wire. Almost a perfect scenario for the neutral. Dan's 11 leading by 54 on first innings, but trailing 1-0 in the series. They've got a big chance to get themselves into this campaign now. Can't afford to let this one slip. And they've got two out-of-sorts openers to target to start with. Neither Smith nor Chapman has been able to get into this series yet, but they'll be hoping today's the day they can turn that around. It's going to be Alvin Sathya that starts us off. He has got into the series. He's been absolutely fantastic with the ball. Got Smith a couple of times already, including a cracker in the first innings. And called through first ball. Smith will be happy to be at non-strikers now. Take a bye off the first delivery. Little dent into the deficit. 54 it was at the interval. Chapman coming off a pair. A lot of noise in the field to start with. Dan's team really up for this, and they've had a brilliant match so far. Oh, and he's got him. Sathya strikes early again. Chapman has bagged a pair. Worst possible start for Alex's team. Disappointment for Chapman. It's a good nut from Sathya. He's been electric throughout the start of this series. And that's a two-baller. It's 1 for 1. Worst possible start. Alex's team under the cosh early. And it brings to the crease Rob Mcguire. It's the first time this series that Rob Mcguire's ever had a run as a top-order batsman. And they have given him a considerable workload in the 3 innings up to now in this series. And this fourth one is going to be no different. Hasn't been able to settle into his new role with the benefit of a big platform on the board. That's another tough start. Vital that Smith makes a score here now. Both openers struggled to get into this series. 4th wicket of it for Sathya. He's been exceptional. What will he give Maguire? Pitched outside leg. Would have been interesting if that had pitched in line to see if the umpires deem that as playing a shot or not. Remember, LBWs only apply if no shot is offered. Oh, that's a good delivery. That's moved a long way. Zip back in. He's an improving bowler to left-handers, Alvin Sathya. Excels when bowling at right-handers. His bowling at the lefties has improved as this series has gone on. Just feel he doesn't make them play enough at the moment, but a brilliant first over. 1 for 1. Top start from Dan's 11. Looks like it's going to be Yusuf Sharif. That's well bowled and well fielded from Neil Murphy. In nice and close at short leg there. Really going for it. But Smith is up to it so far. He's played that nicely for nothing. And that'll probably be called. Yeah, it's called from square leg. Bit of confusion from the umpire. Brilliant character, Jake Butler. It's down leg. Smith happy to let that hit him. Sharif has been so reliable in this series up to now. Hasn't had the standout performance that he's deserved yet, but constantly chips in with the ball. He's made useful starts with the bat. He's looked the best player in Dan's team, actually, in terms of the batting in this series so far. He's looked the most comfortable at the crease. Not been able to go on and get a truly big score yet. But he'll have a chance in the 4th innings here. Smith's had a waft at that. Another over goes by. 2 off it. 3 for 1. Gurpal Singh, the new man. Be over the wicket to the left-handed Mcguire. Need a partnership here. Still trailed by 51. That's a good start from Singh. Well played from Maguire. Can't afford any more early wickets. That's a good nut again. Gurpal Singh, a much improved bowler. Looked good in this series so far. Hasn't quite had the wickets to show for it, but he's caused problems. Just drifted that one across Mcguire a little too much. They all count, however they can get them, Alex's team. They won't complain if they're buys. No runs off the bat yet. Left alone. It is one of his strengths, Smith. He's a very patient player. Not the quickest scorer. Not the most destructive opener, but he is watchful. Oh, that's a good nut. Very, very good from Gurpal Singh. Move late. Smith didn't commit forward to it. And take another one. Good running from Rob Maguire. No runs off the bat yet, but they've chipped 5 out of the deficit, and that is the end of the over. It's not a bad one from Gurpal Singh. And it looks like we are going to see the debutant now, James Ramsey. Excellent in the 1st innings with bat and ball. Very impressive start to his backyard career. Best figures of the match so far, 3 for 2. And the top scorer as well up to now, 32 he made. Adapted to this format quicker than I think probably any other player we've seen in backyard cricket. Looks so assured and comfortable right from the get-go. I think they're asking for the LBW here. I think they're saying, has he played a shot? I think he has played a shot, Smith. He's just played a bad one. Looked like he was trying to flick that down leg, but was just late on it. Don't think he's intentionally let it hit his foot. May have been drifting down leg anyway. Gets right in behind that. Important that he contributes here, Smith. Not had the best of luck in the start to this series. His 3 dismissals so far have been 1 poor umpiring decision and a couple of beauties, particularly his ball in the 1st innings from Alvin Sathya here was an absolute ripper. But he can't make excuses. He needs to deliver for his team. Looked organised so far. Appealing again, but he's definitely playing a shot that time. Another over goes by, 5 for 1. I think he's given the ball to Sam Dennis. Just seeing a bit of grit from these two at the moment. No runs off the bat yet, but the early wicket of Chapman has forced them into a more subdued start. Great energy from Dan's 11 in the field so far, and the bowling has been good. No freebies up to now. The biggest problem in the 1st innings, despite their excellence, was that there was probably 1 too many full tosses thrown in the early stages. Well, there hasn't been any so far. No short balls. No driving balls. Everything has been pretty much on the money. Really good start this from the bowlers. Accurate, persistent bowling so far. Into the 5th over. Maguire lets that one hit him. It's good fielding from Murphy. They'll be happy with this, Dan's 11. Last thing they wanted was for Alex's team to get off to a blistering start and be sort of 30-40 for none in no time. Although there's not a lot happening at the moment, they'll be very happy that there's no damage being done to their lead. If they can get another wicket or two before that lead is evaporated, then they'll be well in charge of this game. Already strong favourites. 5 overs down, 7 for 1. Interesting move this, Max Mogridge. Perhaps trying to prey on the frustrations. He's still got some good bowlers up his sleeve, Dan Mears, including himself. Maybe trying to prey on the frustrations of the batsman now. See if he can buy a wicket. Mogridge took a bit of tap in the first innings. And Smith will be seeing this as a chance to get off the mark and get himself going in the series. Defensive field. Gaps on the leg side though. If he drifts anything onto the pads, he'll probably get punished here, Mogridge. Oh, he's got away with that. Just tried to caress it round the corner, Smith, but it was a bit early on it. He can do that, Max Mogridge. It does feel like you're waiting forever for the ball to reach you. Deceptively slow. It's even slower than you think when it's coming down at you. No, he's put that one away though. That was what we said. He can't afford to drift onto the leg side. Not much protection down there. Smith opens his account, so he'll be feeling better about himself now. Oh, he hasn't. Oh, he hasn't. Oh, what a dreadful dismissal from the captain. Well, that is the kind of dismissal you only see when you're out of nick. Desperate to get himself going in the match and in the series. And he's just got through that shot far too early. That's the form of a player who's not playing at the peak of his confidence. And I think he's just said there as he's walking off, he just had to wait and wait and wait for it. What a brilliant bonus that is for Dan's team. Max Mogridge, congratulations to him. It's his maiden backyard wicket. And it's a big one. He's got the captain, 11 for 2. They still trail by 43. And already, Ricky Borrett has been thrown into another rescue act. It's been the story of his series. Desperately need something from these two now. What a bonus that is for Max Mogridge. Borrett made a couple of starts and a very, very good half century in his 3 innings so far. But he hasn't looked at his most fluent best. Gets off to a good start there though. It hasn't been the destructive, fluent Ricky Borrett that we're used to. It's been more of a scrappy series for him, more of a fight. But part of that is down to the situations he's found himself in. And he's responded pretty well. But what an over that is from Max Mogridge. Excellent from him. He's got a maiden backyard wicket. He's got the captain. It's 15 for 2. And it is going to be the captain for Dan's team now. It is Mears himself. They are well in control of this game now. Big, big battle on Alex's hands and his team's hands to turn this one around. Clear favourites now, Dan's team. Starting to run away with this. They should have had a bigger lead than they did in truth on first innings. But they'll be more than happy with where they sit now. Both openers gone already. And the lead's still 39. If they can get one of these two out before that lead is erased, they will be well in charge of this game. More so than they are already. Big job for these two batsmen, with the outer Nick Nav Saeed and Bevan West on debut to follow. A lot of pressure on the shoulders of these two, as there has been throughout this series, and they've responded well so far. But this is perhaps their biggest job yet. Drifts down leg. It's been a decent over from Mears. He's had a good series with the ball actually. He's been very unlucky. It was the same story for him in 2020. Very good probing, tight bowling, but rotten luck, and never got the wickets to show for his efforts. That's a bit too far down leg, but a good over that from Mears. Alex's 11, all kinds of trouble here. 16 for 2. Neil Murphy next. Such a sparky, energetic player, a much improved bowler. Let's see what he can produce. That's a nice bit of timing from Maguire. Picked his gap perfectly there. He's off the mark. Lovely stroke, actually, that. Placed it brilliantly. He gets going, Rob Mcguire. He's such a lovely player to watch. Seems to have a lot of time to play the ball. He's very relaxed at the crease, very soft hands. He should have put that one away. Randy West just about keeps it from going over the rope. Maguire will feel he's missed out there. And that's going to be a wide. Not a great start this from Murphy. Early boundary from Maguire has put him under a bit of pressure here. And a full toss, but he gets away with that as well. Maguire's missed out on a couple. He could have had 12 off this over, Maguire. But he's just got to stay patient. Most important thing is that he's still there. Oh, he doesn't miss out on that. That's an absolute pudding from Neil Murphy. That is a hit-me ball, and Maguire not about to turn down the invitation. Doubles his score. Full toss to finish, a nice stroke. Neil Murphy really struggled in that over, and Maguire's taken advantage, 30 for 2. Still trail by 24. Now it looks like it's going to be Randy West. Bowled with a surprising amount of pace in the first innings. I think he shocked everybody. A lot quicker than we were expecting, given his history of injuries and the fact that he's a wicketkeeper by trade. Sent them down with a bit of grease in that first innings, Randy West. What's he got up his sleeve here? So important that you get Ricky Borat early. Once he gets comfortable, he can take away a game from you. Got to be sharp at him in the early stages. That's loose, that's a waft. They'll take the bite, wide as well, so 3 off that. Bit of a loosener that from Randy West. That's good batting. Good batting from Rob Mcguire. It's a strong area for him. Very nice play up through the offside. And if you give him a low full toss out there, he's never going to miss out. Well played. And he started to get going now. Wided. Another couple of runs. Just erases another couple of notches off of this deficit. They want to clear this as quickly as possible so they can get into their work here. Dan's 11 will be praying they can get one of these two out before they surrender their lead. But no need to panic whatsoever for Dan's team. Still well in control of this match. It's been a brilliant, brilliant start from them. Brilliant test match. Perhaps underachieved with the bat a little bit. They would have been hoping to kill this game on first innings and get a 3-figure lead minimum. They'd have been disappointed to finish with just 54 in front. But they've made it count with the 2 early wickets. That's good from West. Seems a better fit for him coming round the wicket. Just seems to suit his natural angle. I think that is the end of the over. I'm not sure if the umpire realises it yet. Yeah, and I think the penny's finally dropped, yeah. 41 for 2, trail by 13. Just James Crowl left in this rotation. Got himself a wicket in the first innings. Bowled well, actually, James Crowther. Another one whose bowling has improved a bit in the last 12 months. Got to be careful for him now. Not so much with that one, though. Still prone to the odd filthy delivery, as we've seen there. But he's now capable of bowling the odd good one. Added a little bit of in-swing in this series as well. It's not something we normally see from him. But Boris cashed in there. It's another loose one. Just struggled in the last couple of overs, Dan's team. Last couple of overs, 2 or 3 overs, have just been a little off the pace since the part-timers have come on, and that's not going to help their cause. Another 4. You can't bowl short at Ricky Borrett. Especially not at Crowther's pace. It's just going to sit up. It's a hit-me ball. And Borrett, learning from his mistake in the first innings when he smashed it over the fence, made sure he kept that one down. Leaves that alone. Couple of balls to go in the over. And right behind that. That's better from Crowther. Deficit just 3. Another one goes down. 51 for 2. Now, who have we got? New bowling rotation. I think it's going to be Yusuf Sharif. Need another wicket here. This game can get away from you surprisingly quickly in this format. And if these two get going for any length of time, the picture will look a little different. Alex's 11 will feel minimum they've got to set a target of 100. But that probably won't be enough to make this game absolutely certain. Anything over 200 in the 4th innings is quite a steep chase. But that looks a long way off at the moment. For now, it will just be about staying competitive, taking the game deep, fighting for as long as they can. They've been good at that throughout this series so far. Had moments in both games where they've been well behind the 8 ball, but have responded well and stayed patient. And they've got to show that kind of character again here. This partnership 40 already, and it doesn't feel like either of them have settled yet. But they've managed to put the bad balls away and benefited from some extras. Good over this from Sharif up to now. And another good one to finish. Mcguire keeps it out. Bowled him in the first innings with an absolute ripper, Sharif, and it wasn't too dissimilar to that last ball there. Well played from Mcguire. And I'm surprised he's not gone to either Sathya or Ramsey here. Looks like it's going to be Gurpal Singh. You'd think with Ricky Borrett still early in his innings, you get your best bowlers on as quickly as possible, and Gurpal Singh is a fine bowler. But you feel the stars in this team, Sathya and Ramsey, are the ones you'd want bowling at him. Not to say that Singh can't do the job. And he started well. Oh, now this was a theme in the first innings. They really went after Ricky Borrett's leg stump in the first innings. They've not really done so much today. Now where's that? Well fielded from Crowther. Not showing the same willingness to attack the leg stump as they did in the first innings here. It's something that Borrett will be wary of. Oh, that's gone right across him. I think that'll be a wide. Yeah, it is. There's been a problem for Dan's team across this series. Even when they've had the pressure on and they've been bowling well, they just give away far too many extras. Seen it already, 21 of them here. Neither of these two batsmen have looked particularly settled into their work yet. But they've already put on 42. Just too many cheap runs available. And it's cost Dan's team in the first test. He'll be hoping it doesn't cost them here. Decent over that from Singh besides the wide. And it is going to be Crowther. Used early again. Going to see if they can tempt Maguire into doing something a bit silly, as we saw with Smith against Mogridge earlier. Can they get Maguire doing something daft? Oh, they very nearly did. The outcome is 6. Barely went above shin height, but Sam Dennis at square leg was in the game there. How close was it? Not particularly, actually. Might be doing Maguire a disservice. He's actually played that pretty well. Stayed in control of that. Didn't overhit it. Picked his gap. Ah, it's brilliant fielding from Gurpal Singh. Saved himself 4 there. Too short from Crowther. And more cheap runs. That'll be a wide. Alex's 11 have got the lead now. They lead by 7. That 6 from Maguire took them in front. Need these two to go on and on and on if possible. A lot of work to do, but it will give them a little psychological boost to see that they're in the lead now. It means they're now ahead of the game and setting a target instead of simply chasing their arrears. So it'll be a nice little boost for these two. Good from Maguire. He's played this innings very, very sensibly up till now. He's taken advantage of the bad balls, but he's not been rushed. He's not been hurried. Happy to do this at his own pace. He's been very impressive. He looks a good find at number 3. Surprised everyone when he was sent up the order for the first test match by Smith. Saw something in his batting and Maguire has responded. He's looked the part. As well as the runs he's scored, it's the fact that he's looked so composed. Sathya into Borat. Really has looked the part at number 3, Maguire. He's looked in control of himself. He's looked calm. He's got the shots. And he's shown a lot of resilience as Borat backs into another one. He'll do this all day, Ricky Borat. Anything that's not pitched right up on his toes, he's happy to let them hit him. Trust the bounce. Trust that it's going to go over the top. Oh, it's good again. Intriguing battle this between these two. Two informed players, two standout players. The teenager Sathya and Ricky Borat. And he's let it hit him again. 3 out of 4 he's let hit him, Borat. Sathya's got to find a way to counter this. Absorbing battle. As it has been whenever these two have been at each other. Oh, it's a good ball. Stares him down, Sathya. Brings such a great energy and enjoyment to every game. Such a popular player around the squads. Brilliantly gifted young man. Last ball was a bit loose, but a good start this from Sathya. He's yet to concede a run. 61 for 2. Dennis again, bowled a tidy enough first over. He's been decent in this series. Picked for his batting sound, Dennis. He was a bit of an unknown quantity with the ball, but he's performed well so far. That may well go for 4, and it does. Plays that drive nicely, Mcguire. Plays it in such a way that it never really looks as though he's trying to hit with any power. It almost feels like he just wafts the bat out there. But he times it so well. Lovely to watch. Never overcommits to any shot. Never really smashes hard through the ball. Means he very rarely hits anything over the fence or up in the air to fielders. Such an elegant player. Showed a lot of promise as a batsman in this series. Got himself to 26 here. Another really good contribution. It's put them in the black. Lead now is 11. Played that well and well fielded down there from Ramsey. Bit of a jack in the box over this, Sam Dennis. Struggled to land 2 balls in the same place so far. Maguire's handled it fairly comfortably. Another one goes by. 15 overs in. Partnership now 54. And the lead is 11. And it is James Ramsey to Ricky Borat. Things just starting to settle down here for Alex's team. Starting to feel a little more comfortable. But 1 wicket now changes everything. The longer these two are in, the more Alex's team will feel as though they can get something out of this game. That's a nice shot and well fielded. And good take as well from Dan Mears. Good cricket all around that. Too far down leg. Not quite carried the same threat as he did in the first innings, Ramsey. Set such a high standard for himself on debut. Absolutely brilliant in the first innings. Not quite been able to match that so far today. But he's a very intelligent cricketer, very thoughtful cricketer. And you'd feel he'll be able to come up with something. That's not what he wanted to come up with, overpitched. And the great strength of Borrett and Maguire is that they've not missed out on the rare loose balls up to now. Made sure they put them away. And that was no exception. And leaves it alone. So they've survived Ramsey's over. 4 more left in this rotation. The lead is 15. Who's left? Neil Murphy, Max Mogridge, Dan Mears himself, and Randolph West. And it looks like it is going to be Neil Murphy. Be hoping he can prize something out. Got 3 for in the first test. Gets away with that. Good fielding from Sakia. Loving the sleeves rolled up look from Neil Murphy. Really is quite a unique cricketer, quite a unique guy, and well, that is absolute rubbish in all fairness. Giving himself the tank top look like he's going to rush in at 90 miles an hour, and then he's bowled. Really, arguably the worst delivery of the whole game. Let's see if he can respond. Mcguire moves to 30. Oh, and that's a pudding as well. Absolute pie from Neil Murphy. He sees the funny side. He's been a much improved player with the ball, Neil Murphy, and he's bowled well in this series. But this over has not been a good one. You've got to justify that look if you're going to go with the sleeves rolled up look, and it's a full toss and 4. No ball as well. If you're going to roll your sleeves up and charge in like that, you've got to back it up, and he's not been able to do so far. It's been an awful over in truth. Maguire needs to keep his composure though. Easy to overcommit and do something silly, and he's had a waft at that one. Needs to keep his head, Maguire, not get carried away. If Murphy can land one on the spot here, there's every chance he can get a spectacular result. Last ball of the over. And he has finished it well. Good couple to finish that from Murphy, and otherwise poor over. 81 for 2. And before you know it, this game looks a lot more even now. 27 the lead for Alex's team. Maguire looks set. He's starting to motor. 34 without really breaking a sweat. Ricky Borrett, 16. Getting himself going still. He's got Randy West to contend with on debut. Round the wicket then, Randy West to Ricky Borrett. 6, good shot. Seizes on anything on his legs, Ricky Borrett, especially early in his innings. You cannot give him anything on those pads. He's so strong on the front foot through the leg side. Now it's barely left the ground, but it's gone for 6. And leaves it alone. Good this from Ricky Borrett. Yet again he's looked organised, he's looked in control, patient. Looks like a player in good form. Not been his most fluent, not been his most destructive. But he's looked calm and he's looked in control. Doesn't give too many chances. Looks like he's due a big score. Get the feeling that there's a big one around the corner for him. The way he's playing, he will find that aggression and that fluency eventually. Done a lot of digging in and a lot of hard work for his team in the series up to now, and if he's able to cut loose at any point, it could be spectacular. And Alex's team will be desperately hoping that that can be today. Could be the difference for them. Randy West will be hoping not. Smashed. 4. Lovely shot. Just signs now that Borrett is starting to motor. Just starting to find his rhythm. That was a good over for him. Played that brilliantly. It's a bit sloppy from Gurple Singh in the field, but in fairness it came quickly. 10 off that over. Just Mogridge and Mears left in this rotation. Looks as though it's going to be Mogridge first. Got himself a massive wicket already here, got the captain. But since then, it's been a bit of a battle for Dan's team. And that's another pie. Maguire controls himself well there. No ball given on height. And Maguire tucks into it. Been a lovely innings this from him. Really got himself into a nice little zone. That's a wide. Just starting to get a bit sloppy now for Dan's 11. This is just starting to run away with them a little bit here. Oh, and that's popped. Just feels like you're waiting forever for it, Mogridge. He can do that, as we saw with the Smith dismissal. He can just tempt you into getting through the shot a little early. As you can see there as well, Mcguire's not got hold of that one. But crucially hit it downwards. Where's that? Good fielding. Just off camera there. It was James Crowl that reeled it in brilliantly. And look at that. Partnership 88 already. It's come up in no time. Too many extras for Dan's team and too many loose balls for these two to cash in. Game looks a lot more evenly balanced now. And it's up to the captain himself. He's the last bowler in this rotation and they desperately need something from him here. Things are just starting to get away from them a little bit. Lead is 45. No need to panic. Certainly still got the fate of this game in their own hands, but they'll be just becoming a little irritated by this partnership. Don't want it going on too much longer. Still got 7 more wickets to take after the next one. Don't want to leave themselves too much to do. Especially when you consider that no team has ever won chasing in a backyard England test. So the smaller the target, the more likely they are to break that duck. Good start to this over from Mears. And again, just hurried Borat a little bit there. Good again. Good again, Dan Mears. His first over was good. Second hasn't lacked anything for comparison. It's been a really good start to the series from him. We've not seen anything from him with the bat up to now in this series particularly. He's not been able to get going with the willow. But with the ball, he's had an excellent start across the first 2 tests. Just not had any reward to show for it. That's a nice shot from Borat. But good fielding again out there. I think it was Crowther again. Maiden over. 99 for 2 off 20. Yusuf Sharif is going to start this rotation as he did the last one. Good ball. That's the area you've got to target with Maguire. His wicket area, if you're bowling at him, is that he can sometimes lunge on that front foot and leave a bit of a gap between bat and pad. He's been dismissed a couple of times in this series to in-swingers through that gate. And he was last year as well. He's got quite a compact technique. But if there is one loose element to it, it probably is that. But he's found the answers to most questions that have been asked of him in this series so far. He's adapted very well as a top order batsman. Oh, and where's that? Has he got bat on that? He has. His 4. I think it was a leading edge. Don't think it carried to Murphy as a catch in at short cover. Oh, it may well have done. I think that's gone through Murphy's legs. Can we call that a drop? Might well have gone through Murphy's legs in the air there. Good bit of bowling from Sharif. And a good follow-up as well. I think Maguire may have got away with one there. But it brings up 100 for Alex's team. Having been 11 for 2. They would have given you an arm for this position. They lead by 49 and they're still only 2 down. Brilliant from these two. Rob Maguire's 42 is a career best, overtaking his 40 from the first test. Looks like a bit of a delay. Believe there's an issue with the ball. Looks as though it is going to be Alvin Sathya when we eventually do get going again. I think the ball just getting a bit of retaping there. I think we're ready to go. Alvin Sathya to Ricky Borrett. Oh, he's got bat on it. That's a nick. How close was that to Crowl? Just starting to create chances now, Dan's team, and Sathya reacted as though that was a good chance. Oh, big edge, and Crowl just late moving to it. Again, technically not able to call that a drop, but it is a big chance, and they've brought the extra slip in. Well, after sort of 10 or 15 overs of resolute, quiet resistance from these two, they've both offered a chance in the last 5 minutes and got away with both of them. That was the better opportunity of the two. Crowl just didn't react to it, didn't get his feet across. Good again from Sathya, he's been excellent, as he so often is. He's caused Borrett problems here. The usual impenetrable barrier that is Ricky Borrett is starting to look a little rattled. He has that extra pace, Sathya. Got that extra yard of pace that can rush a batsman. Even someone as composed and confident as Borrett can start to look a little uncomfortable, a little flustered. And that's how it's been for him in this over. He's got to get through these last couple of balls, Borrett. Big test for him here. Oh, and that's a beauty. What a ripper that is. Just back in survival mode now, Borrett, having started to look as though he was taking control of things. Sathya has pushed him back into resistance mode. It's been a brilliant over. One ball left in it. What can he produce, the young man? And lets that hit him. That was a brilliant over from Alvin Sathya. Wasn't able to get the breakthrough that they need, but brilliantly bowled all the same. Ricky Borrett survives, 107 for 2. Cue for the captain to take control of things. What can he produce? It is starting to get to that point now where this is becoming a real worry for them, this partnership. Lead is over 50. And the longer it goes on, the more Alex's team almost start to look like favourites. Still got some good batting to come. Nav Saeed has been out a nick, but is a class player. Bevan West on debut, if he can get used to the format, is a class player. And they've got a lower order, more than capable of chipping in. James Mcguire did it in the last game. Elliott Fox is capable. Jake Butler and Callum Letts can give it a thump. If these two can add another 30 or 40 or so, then it starts to look like this game is swinging in their favour. Dan's 11, we're starting to get to that point where they are desperate for a wicket now. But the first 2.5 overs of this bowling rotation, since that change of ball, have been very, very good. Sharif was good, created the chance off Maguire. Sathya's over was excellent, and Mears has followed it up well here. But again, wicketless. 107 for 2. These two still here, and the game just slowly starting to turn. They're slowly starting to force themselves onto Dan's team. Dan's team cannot allow themselves to become victim to frustration here. Can't allow themselves to get sloppy. They've got to keep in control and got to keep fighting for this wicket. Floodgates could well open if they can get one. And it's going to be Mogridge. What can he do? Oh, well, where's that? Is that 4 or 6? I think that might have gone all the way. It's going to be a no ball. We'll wait for the umpire's signal. I think the word is that it's 6. Carried all the way, yep. No ball and 6. 8 off that one. This will give us a better idea. Oh, it looks like that's bounced. I think the umpire's got that wrong. That should have been 4, but it brings up the 100 partnership. Brilliant from these two. And smashed and 4. Foot down time from Ricky Borrett. Mogridge under severe pressure here. Dan's team under severe pressure. They've not been able to break this partnership, and if these two can start to cut loose, they're going to take control of this game very quickly. No ball 6 and then a 4 and now a dot to start this over. Brilliant partnership from the pair of them. Magnificent form both of them have shown in this series. And where's that? That's another 6. Hard and flat, Ricky Borrett. Race to 46 now. He has had enough of the fighting and the resisting. He is putting his foot down. They've earned the right to do this, the pair of these two. They've been excellent. Settled this game down and now they're taking control of it. These are very worrying signs for Dan's 11. Things starting to come apart a little bit in this over. Really good wrist from Borrett. Gets a lot of power from that bottom hand. 18 off the over already. Still a couple of balls to go. This is problems now for Dan Mears. Mcguire in again. Driven. 4 and 50. Brilliant from Ricky Borrett yet again. It's another third innings masterclass. Second game in a row in this series. Turning the tide again as he did in the last game. Wonderful partnership between these two. What a way to bring up 50. Picked the gap brilliantly there. Nothing Mears could have done about it at mid-off. And the reverse sweep comes out and it's another 4. What an over that is. 26 off it. Alex's 11 firmly in control of this match now. That's absolutely brilliant. Let's have a look at this 50 again. Slow going early on. Had to fight hard. But he's really started to get into his work here. Some of this has been magnificent. Taken Mcguire to the cleaners in that last over. What an excellent half century that is. Second in as many games to start this series. What a cheeky way that was to finish that over as well. That's some lovely footwork from Jake Butler with the umpire's jacket there. James Ramsey's going to be the new bowler. Change of umpires. Lead is 79 now, and you'd say Alex is 11. These two have pulled themselves to the point where Alex's team are probably favourites here. Partnership of 122 and just some signs that Dan's team are starting to break. Starting to crack under the pressure that these two have put them under. It's been a superb partnership, this. Borrett in the end has beaten Maguire to 50. No, that's a good ball from Ramsey. Needs something from him here. In this rotation, Sharif, Sathya, Mears already gone. Needs something from Ramsey. They are in big trouble now, Dan's team. This is starting to look really, really ominous. Alex's 11 will be thinking anything over 150 makes them slight favourites. Anything over 200, if they can get that far, which looks a lot more likely now than it did at 11 for 2. Anything over 200 makes it almost a certainty. But they're not there yet. And as brilliant as these two have been, and as much as they're starting to take control of this game, they're not quite out of the woods yet. A couple of quick wickets here can still change things. Still bring a different look to things. But for as long as these two are there, they'll be thinking, first job, get the lead over 100. Then make sure we get it over 150. That'll keep us right in the game. And then from there, anything over that's a lottery. Brilliant fight back. Another over goes by. It's a maiden from Ramsey. Who's going to take on Ricky Borrett now? It's going to be Gurpal Singh. It's a strong character, Gurpal Singh. He won't be cowed by the assault that Borrett has just launched on Mcguire. Won't be intimidated. And he started well. That's a good ball, that, from Singh. Just the kind of player you want in this situation. With Borrett flying, balls being smashed all over the place, Gurpal Singh will not give in. He is a fighter. He is up for a battle. Brings a lot of energy. Does everything 100 miles an hour. And he started well here, first couple of balls. And got him wafting. A bit wide. Too wide to really threaten. But he'll feel good about seeing Ricky Borrett flay and miss at it. Oh, hasn't missed that though. That's 6. Have to get him on that front foot, Ricky Borrett. Anything back of a length, he's so destructive. And with only Murphy on his own on that offside, he doesn't stand much of a chance. Only really got to get back on it, Borrett, and it's going to go. Another maximum. Remarkable stuff from these two. Oh, that's a good response from Gurpal Singh. He's shown a lot of character in this over. It's been a good one. Decent figures, those. Oh, and just down leg again. That was a decent over that from Gurpal Singh, but not the wicket that they so desperately want. 26 down. It's 139 for 2. The lead, 85 now. And with 8 wickets in hand, this partnership, you would say, has probably made Alex's team slight favourites. Who's next then? Neil Murphy. Got some part-timers left in the rotation now, Alex's team. So these two will be thinking they can cash in. And he does, Maguire. Stepping the foot down now, these two. Randy West, Sam Dennis and James Crowl, they're left in the rotation after Murphy. And they'll be feeling these are 4 really important overs for the game here. If they can cash in and get sort of 40, 50 for none in the next 4 overs, then this game, you could argue, is pretty much over. But if Dan's 11 can keep it tight and even pinch a wicket, they'll feel they're back in it. Big 4 overs coming up. Mcguire puts his foot down early. He's 4 away from a first ever backyard 50. And he's going to get it. Brilliant from Rob Mcguire. How he deserves that. Maiden backyard 50. He's been a revelation at number 3. What a discovery he's been. Such a good find for Alex's team. And this has been an innings of class. This has been an innings of a proper batsman. And he's sensing his moment here. Smash that. That's really good fielding. Really good fielding to keep that to a dot ball. He's playing the moment very sensibly here, Mcguire. Sensing that if they cash in on these part-timers for the next 4 overs here, then they can put this game to bed. And that's exactly what he's trying to do. 1 ball left in the over. 8 off it so far. Brilliant half-century from him. Well done, Rob Mcguire. And how's Murphy going to finish? Smash down the ground. Another 4. Brilliant batting this from these two. Rob Mcguire, a fantastic half-century. He's looking great touch right from the start today. Hasn't looked flustered at all. Both sides of the wicket. Lovely driving. That was a brilliant strike, that. Brilliant innings from Rob Mcguire. 150's up. They lead by 97. These two, absolutely magnificent. Looks like Randy West, the new man. 3 overs left in this rotation. Just Dennis and Crowther left after this. Charge is on now. I think Borrett will go after him here as well. Looking to seize the moment now, Alex's 11. Put themselves in charge of this game. These two have been exceptional. Oh, this is going to be out. Oh, what a good catch that is from Crowther. Had to run backwards, caught it over his shoulder. Really good from the wicketkeeper. Ends a brilliant knock from Ricky Borrett. Can understand it. They're looking to take control. But I'm not sure that was the right option. Good catch that from Crowther. Or is he dropped? I think that might be Ramsey. I think it's James Ramsey on the follow-up there. Thought initially Crowther had held that. We'll see if we can have a look at that again. Just looking at that last replay, it looks as though... yeah, Crowther's got a hand on it. Well, that is an outstanding catch. That is absolutely brilliant from James Ramsey. Bit of luck that it fell at a comfortable height to him. But what a piece of anticipation and what a brilliant reaction. And they'll get a bite. Bevan West's first ball from his dad, father to son. And the youngster gets off strike. Brilliant innings from Ricky Borrett. Ended with a bit of a daft one. Oh, that's a nick. Oh, and he's held this one, Crowther. No doubt about who caught that one. Mcguire goes. 2 wickets in 3 balls. That's put a bit of a halt on things. Good catch that time from Crowther. Randy West. Yep, spilled out, but got it on the rebound. Well done to Crowther. Randy West. His first ever backyard wicket is followed 2 balls later by his second. And both the 50 makers gone. A brilliant, brilliant innings from Rob Maguire, as it was from Ricky Borrett. The pair of them have swung this match. Those 2 wickets, though, have changed the complexion of things again. You'd say Alex's 11 probably have their noses in front. Anything over 150 would make them slight favourites in terms of a lead. Lead is exactly 100 at the moment, so you'd fancy them to get at least 50 more from the last 6 wickets. But those double strike of the 2 set batsmen as well, big couple of blows for Dan's team, and it's hauled them right back into this just as they were starting to lose control. Just as Maguire and Borrett were starting to launch an onslaught. Wide from Saeed's first ball. This is a big opportunity for Nav Saeed now. Dreadful start to the series for bat and ball. 0, and 8 so far. This is a big opportunity for him to get a few runs to his name and push Alex's team up to a match-winning lead. Borrett and Mcguire have changed the whole look of this game. Heavy, heavy underdogs at 11 for 2. Oh, it's a good nut from Randy West. That's a brilliant over. 2 wickets from Randolph West. Well done to him. His first couple of wickets in backyard cricket. Bit more of an even contest now. They've broken the partnership and dismissed both of the 2 set batsmen. Massive double blow for Dan's team. Sam Dennis's turn now. Bevan West on debut. Looked a bit skittish in the first innings. Played well, played some nice shots. But chanced his arm a bit, had some moments of luck. Made 24. Not a bad effort from a debutant. But he's had a long time in this test match to get adjusted. So it'll be interesting to see how he gets on now that he's had that first innings out of the way. High quality young player, the teenager. Really promising young batsman. And they're going to need him now. Oh, what about that? Got himself going in some style. What a shot to produce on North. It's a full toss from Dennis and was there to be hit. But what about that? Clean swing bat. Timed it beautifully. The placement is superb. And that's a real indicator of the talent he possesses. Positive early signs from Bevan West. Oh, and that's a pie, and that's 4. Good athleticism from West to get up there. It was a long way above his eye line. But it is a bit of a freebie. Done really well to control it. Just a couple of real little signs of his talent there, Bevan West. 10 off his first 3. Drifts down leg. Dennis under a bit of pressure now. That's taken a bit of sting out of those 2 wickets. It's good from Bevan West. Just put Dan's team on the back foot again. Refusing to let them seize the moment. Oh, that's... He's hit it over the fence, but I think quite clearly a no ball. It was a throat ball from Dennis. Ends the over. Well, this is anybody's game. Who is going to take control of this? Is there to be one from one of these 2 teams? One more partnership and Alex's 11 will feel they've got this safe. And Dan's team know there's a real opening here. Saeed out of form, West on debut. Get these 2 early and you're into the tail. This is the key point of this match. You feel that the game is going to be won or lost in the next half an hour or so. Whoever takes control of this phase of the match is going to take control of the whole game. Big next 10 or so overs coming up here. James Crowther is going to finish the bowling rotation. Oh, and he's got Nav Saeed, and it's Dan's 11 who strike the first blow. Just said the game was there for one of these 2 teams to take charge, and Dan's 11 have put their foot forward first. And that is an awful dismissal. Saeed can't believe it. What has he done there? It continues a miserable start to the series for him. A third duck in 4 innings. And just 8 in the other. Confidence rock bottom for Saeed at the moment. And he's had an absolute shocker there. What a gift that is. Elliott Fox, the new man. Pressure on him now. Dan's team have grabbed this game by the neck in the last 10 minutes or so. What can Elliott Fox produce? Such a handy player. He's got a job on his hands now. Oh, and he's hit his first ball for 6. What an introduction for Elliott Fox. It's a bit of a half-tracker from Crowther. But Fox, 2 fielders there, and he's picked the gap between both of them and kept it down as well. Well played from Elliott Fox. And again, another 6. Well, what an electric start this is. Well, that is absolutely brilliant. Elliott Fox becomes the first player in BCE history to hit his first 2 balls for 6. It's all happening here. What a brilliant game this is turning into. Come alive here, and that's 4 as well. Elliott Fox has come to the crease, and he's on the charge immediately. What a start this is from him. It could be another 4. It is. Well, this partnership came together for 4 deliveries now, and they've scored 20. Let's have a look at these again. First 2 for 6. That's the best of them. Beautiful shot down the ground. And got a little sliver about on this past the keeper. What a start from Elliott Fox. My word. 20 off 4 deliveries, 190 for 5. And that's an important 4 balls. That's changed the look of the game again. Suddenly, the lead is 136, which looks quite tidy. Oh, and that's 4. I think that's a misfield out there. Oh, sorry, a poor field setting. Nobody there. Look at that. Last 28 balls. 3 wickets have gone down, but 61 runs. They have been on the charge ever since Borrett and Maguire. It was Ricky Borrett taking on Max Mogridge. And since then, Alex's 11 have played basically a shot a ball. They've lost 3 wickets, but they've kept attacking. Typified by Elliott Fox. What an extraordinary start to the innings that was from him. 6-6-4-4 on his first 4 deliveries. Astonishing stuff from Fox. They're going to take another couple here. Well, we hope you're enjoying this at home, ladies and gentlemen. In the last half an hour or so, this game has completely come alive. Anybody's to take now. Alex's 11 maybe slight favourites because of that start from Fox. Lead is almost 150 now. With 5 wickets in hand still, they'll be thinking they can get this lead above 200, which would make them heavy favourites, which from where they were at 11 for 2 and still 40 odd behind. Quite an extraordinary comeback. Every run precious now for them. Alvin Sathya has got Fox in his sights. Doubt very much whether he's going to take 20 off this one, Fox. Alvin Sathya gives you absolutely nothing. That's well bowled again. He is some player, Alvin Sathya. And how different does it look for Elliott Fox now? 20 or 4 balls. And the first 4 balls here, he's barely seen them. Quality from Sathya. In the air. I think it was off the leg. Don't think there was any bat involved. Hanging on a little bit here, Fox. Ah, that's good bowling. Well fielded from Mears. What a game we've had here. Oh, and he's cleaned him up, Sathya. Well, a brilliant over. Had Fox in trouble all the way through that. Too quick. It's a low full toss. But Fox was late on it. He's got nowhere near it. It swung in late. Sathya. Well, that was a brilliant over. That was an astonishing innings from Elliott Fox, really. Bizarre. Ended on 20 off 11, which doesn't really tell the story. Electric contribution from him, but too short from Alex's team. James Mcguire, the new man. Played a match-winning hand with the bat in the first test. And look at those figures from Alvin Sathya in this series. 5 for 35, that is now. Brilliant again today. 2 for 4. Outstanding contribution from his 4 overs. And Dan Mears, the captain, on to Bevan West. Down leg side. And he has wided him. That brings up 200. Well played from Alex's team. From 11 for 2. That's some fight back. Oh, that's a good ball. Half appeal for a catch. I think it was bat on ground. Oh, and they're going to take the single. Well, that's some sloppiness from Dan's 11. Saw this from them in the first game when they were put under pressure. The fielding started to collapse a little bit. Not sure what the discussion is here. I think they were discussing the eligibility of that bye that they've just taken from the overthrow, and I think it's been allowed to stand from the umpire. Oh, good ball again. He's been very good today, Dan Mears. His wicket tally in his backyard cricket career is one of the great curiosities of this format. Nearly every test match he's played, he's been one of the standout bowlers and just never seems to get any reward for it. Possibly the unluckiest bowler we've ever seen in backyard cricket. That's another good nut. Been a good over this so far. Setting Maguire up for the Yorker, I think. That's a couple that have really hit him around the cage. Oh, and that is the 4-1. Well, that is brilliant from Dan Mears. That's a really good bit of bowling. Set him up for that. Couple of back of a length ones. The short ball was excellent. Right into Maguire's eye line. And the old 2-card trick executed brilliantly. That is a top-class bit of bowling, actually, from Dan Mears. Very, very good. And he deserves that. He's been excellent again in this innings. 201 on the board, and Mears has conceded just 2 of them into his 4th over. Deserves that wicket. Very well bowled from Mears. It brings to the crease the debutant Callum Letts. Made a duck in the first innings. They'll be hoping to get a bit more out of him here. This game's still in a precarious state. If they knock these 3 wickets over quickly, then absolutely anyone's game. Anything around 160, 170, and we've got a very, very close game here. Both teams will really fancy that. Anything closer to 200, and you'd say Alex's 11 have the stronghold. That's well bowled from James Ramsey. Not quite had the same zip as in the first innings. Still bowled okay. Oh, what a strike that is from Bevan West. 6. Ramsey has been shown such respect in this test match by all the batsmen he's bowled at. Looks like Bevan West is not going to afford him the same courtesy. That is a lovely strike. Hit that clean as a whistle. Good follow-up from Ramsey. Bevan West on debut might be the key to this game. Going after them so far. It's been a bit frenetic, but if he can hang around a bit longer at the rate he's playing, he could take it away from them. And he's got another boundary there. Nicely played. Low full toss, put it away well. Good delivery. Lead is over 150 now. 10 off that one. 211 for 7. Yusuf Sharif. Already used a lot of his standout bowlers in this rotation. Sharif probably the last of them. And Callum Letts is not having any of it. First runs in backyard cricket for him. What about that? On the walk. Oh, look at that. What about that? Great bit of fielding has saved the boundary. Good footwork again from Letts. He's quite scattergun, it seems. We haven't seen too much of him as a batsman. Oh, that's poor. They'll get a cheap one for that. Oh, and a sloppy bit of fielding. They could get another hit. West is going to come back. Oh, and it may well have been close if he'd hit. But that is sloppy from Dan's team. We saw this from them in the first test. When they were under pressure, they just buckled in the field a little bit. Made some bad decisions, and they've done that again there. Seen a couple of drops from them here as well. Callum Letts, this is a really interesting technique he's got here. Walking across his stumps, he's very mobile on his feet. Doesn't look like the kind of player who stands still. Really gets that front leg across, and that's a leading edge. Gets a boundary for it, but it's clear what his game is, Callum Letts. He's going to get that front foot right across the stump. Back leg tends to come in the air. Looks to hit hard through the leg side, and again there. Well, that seems to be his shot. And he's got 10 off that over. 10 priceless runs, 221 for 7. It's the first we've seen of Callum Letts. He's impressed with the ball in this game. Didn't manage to see much of his batting in the first innings. Bagged himself a duck. Interesting start from him here. Looks like he's going to play his shots. Oh, and so is Bevan West. That's 6. Too short from Murphy. He's taken a bit of punishment today. Great strike. Mogridge at square leg. Absolutely no chance. That's another maximum. Bevan West. Well, they're going after it here, Alex's 11. Really turn the screws. They've just decided whatever target they're going to set Dan's team, they're going to set it quickly. Another boundary down the ground. He's hit that like a dream. What an assault this is from Bevan West. Brilliant to watch this. 6-4 to start this over. Where's that? Another 6. Oh, what an onslaught this is. This is magnificent from Bevan West. Murphy taking some serious punishment here. That's 22 off the first 4 balls of this over. He's gone for 60 in 3.4. Onslaught from Bevan West. Look at that partnership. 42 off 16 balls. Oh, he's missed out there. That's better from Murphy. Still perhaps a touch wide, but better length. And another good ball. That's much better from Murphy, but this has been a tough day for him. 60 off his 4 overs. Bevan West and Callum Letts not going to die wondering here, the 2 youngsters. Bringing a great energy to things here. Oh, that's 4. Smash the cover off that, Letts. Crowther under pressure immediately. Oh, what a strike that is. What a piece of footwork that is from Callum Letts. That is an extraordinary stroke. Right across his stumps. He's almost played it like a tennis forehand. It's never gone above ankle height, but it's gone all the way for 6. That's quite a breathtaking stroke from the youngster. And a thick edge and 4 more. Well, they're taking the game away from them here. The lead is over 200 with that thick edge from Letts. This has been some onslaught from these two. Look at that. The 50 partnerships up in 3.5 overs. Had a flash at that. It's a wide. Crowther under all sorts of pressure here. 16 off the first 4. And another 6. Leant back on it a bit, Callum Letts. Didn't quite middle it. But there's a big gap there. It's a short boundary. And he's got to 30 off just 10 deliveries. And they're going to get through for a bye. It's a much better delivery from Crowther. Unbelievable. That, ladies and gentlemen, is 65 in the last 4 overs since these two came together. 65 partnership in 24 deliveries. And it has completely taken the game away. Looks beyond Dan's team now. The lead already 212. And it looks a bit forlorn for Dan's team now. Anything over 200 is a really, really tough ask in this format of the game. It hasn't been done before. And with 3 wickets still to take, this now has the look of a game that has gotten away from them, but they've got the wicket. Let's go. Sam Dennis the man. Breathtaking little cameo from Callum Letts comes to an end. That was a quite extraordinary innings from number 9. Some breathtaking strokes in there. But that one's got him into trouble. 30 of 13 deliveries. Could be a match winner. What an impression he's made on debut. What an innings to pull out at that time. That partnership, 65 in 4 overs, may well have decided this contest now. It looks like they've got too many now. From a position of coming to the crease where it was anybody's game, 4 overs later, the 2 young teenagers have killed this game. Oh, what a stroke that is. Oh, he's hit the cover off that, Jake Butler. Given that an almighty thwack. That's a brilliant stroke. Perfect scenario for him now. They're playing a shot at ball, Alex's team. They've scored over 100 in the last 10 overs. Every batsman just playing their shots. It's been breathtaking viewing. It's a scenario that's made for Butler. That's his natural game. And smashes his first ball through covers. It was a mighty hit. Good response though from Dennis. He's got the wicket in that over. Lead is 216. 1 ball left to go. If he can knock Butler over now, that'll be a big help. Not quite, but a good over that from Dennis. It is last man standing, so they will need to get both of these two out. And at 270 for 8, out of nowhere, the onslaught from Alex's team looks to have paid off. It looks a commanding lead now. Max Mogridge on, just him and Randy West left in the rotation. Top edge, where is it? It's 4 and it's 50. It's 50 on debut for the teenager. Brilliant from Bevan West. 21 balls is the fastest 50 in BCE history. And smashed. Oh, he's missed out on it. Well, how has he gotten away with that? I think it came off the back of the bat. What a breathtaking assault this has been from West, and he's not done yet. That's 4 more. Staggering assault. Match-winning assault on debut from the teenager. Fastest ever backyard 50. Leading edge. Can't see any way back for Dan's team now. Somebody is going to have to bat out of their skins if they're going to win this game. And it's another 4. Enjoy the stroke play. It's misfielded on the boundary. Should have done better. I think it's Gurpal Singh. Not really paying attention and fumbled it over the ropes, but just sit back and enjoy this from West. Stunning innings. And that's 4 more down the ground. Baseball stroke. The cricket's too easy for him. Stunning from Bevan West. 16 off that. Let's have a look at this. From the moment he came to the crease, Bevan West, he has played with stunning aggression. So much quality, so much athleticism and ability. That's a brilliant shot. Power as well for such a young man. We've witnessed the arrival of a very special young talent in backyard cricket today. Staggering assault from Bevan West. It's going to take a miracle now, you'd think, for Dan's team to win this game. Bevan West's innings has been decisive. Stunning to watch. And good running as well. Good game awareness from Bevan West. Knows he needs to be facing most of the bowling. This is the last over of the rotation before the big bowlers come back on. So West, seizing the moment, wants to try and get a few here, and it means, yet again, he's going to be facing his old man. Father to son. Straight to the fielder, bunt ball. What can he produce? And he smashed him for 4. The younger West, no mercy. Corrected from the umpire. He's given it as a 4. Oh, has he nicked it? No. Wow. Randy West thought he had the big one then. Brilliant to watch these two. Great spirit between them. Randy West nearly had his son's number there, having been smashed for 4 before that. Been a great battle between these two, as it was earlier on in the game. Bevan West survives, another one goes by. I think a bit of a sledge from father to son there as well. He's a brilliant character, Randy West. Such an upbeat guy. And he'll have mixed feelings about this. He'll be very proud of the innings his son has played, but at the same time, it looks like it's probably going to put him on a losing side. Good running again. And down the pitch, thick edge for... Just keeps going, Bevan West. I don't think Butler realised he got bat on that. He was looking for a bye. But it has come off the edge. Well, we said anything over 200 looked a tall order. They're almost at 250 now. It's the highest score ever in backyard cricket, Test cricket. No team has ever reached 300 in this format. Oh, good delivery. Really good bounce of that from Ramsey. Oh, that's going to be a no ball on height or a wide. And for the first time ever in backyard cricket England Test history, a team has put 300 on the board. This has been an incredible performance from Alex's team. Stunning onslaught. They've taken this game away in no time at all. It has made for incredible viewing. Bevan West the star, and it is 300 for 8. It's the turn of the captain now to try and put an end to this. Got Butler in his sights. Oh, and he's had a mighty swing at that, Jake Butler. He'll be loving this situation. No pressure on him whatsoever. Game almost certainly looks to be in the bag. And he's got license to do this. And if he can connect with a few, it'll add to the joy for Alex's team. Real crowd pleaser, Butler. He's had another swipe. He has had 3 enormous heaves at these balls, and he hasn't got anywhere near any of them. Oh, that's missed leg stump by nothing. This has been excellent from Dan Mears. Those figures in the context of the innings, 300 on the board, and the captain's gone for just 2 of them. He's been excellent again. That one's a bit wide. Even Butler restrains himself from that one. Excellent over again from Mears. His standards have been very, very high. And another huge swipe from Butler. Well, how that's ended in a maiden. Surely that over was leading to either a wicket or a 20-odd, but somehow it's a maiden over. Mears excellent. 5 overs, 4 maidens, 1 for 2. And it's Singh to West. Got bat on it, but Mcguire does the fielding. Bit of a lull around the ground now. I think the players realise that this game might be dead in the water. It's a tough one to take for Dan's team, having dominated for such long periods of the first half of the game. But the Maguire-Borrett partnership changed everything, and then they managed to strike back, and from there, West has been unstoppable in tandem with the brilliant innings from Fox and Letts. The pair of those sparkling contributions, brilliant cameos from those two. But West has been the star on debut. Shouldn't be forgotten the work that Maguire and Borrett did. Those two did the hard yards that allowed West to come in and play with the freedom that he did. Couldn't have made a 20-ball 50 without the platform that was laid for him by the middle order. It's been an all-round fabulous effort. The only downsides really for Alex's team are that their openers still haven't managed to get into the series, and Nav Saeed's poor form has continued. But aside from that, it's been pretty much a perfect innings. First ever 300 score. We've seen the fastest ever 50. We've seen the first instance of a player hitting his first 2 balls for 6. And so much more besides. That has been an incredible day's play. Oh, that's good again. Butler almost played that one-handed. In a moment, Jake Butler is going to connect with one of these, and when he does, well, that ball's going to beat us to Hampshire for the next game if he gets hold of one of these the way he's going. The dome is not big enough for the middle of Jake Butler's bat. Doesn't middle too many, but when he does, he gets hold of them. Not been able to get a bat on anything since his first delivery, which he smashed for 4. They've actually kept him quiet really well here. Can be a nuisance, Butler, with those big swings of the blade, but they've kept the lid on him. Nothing off this over from Sharif. He's another one who's been consistent. Not quite been as threatening as he has throughout the series, but economical. Built pressure, and Butler's had another big swing and missed. And yet again, Butler gets through a hole over with neither a wicket nor a boundary. Not quite sure how he's managed to pull that off twice now. Swinging at everything. And Alvin Sathya, I'm surprised they've left him until the 5th over in this rotation. Would have thought he would have been on earlier. He's been excellent. Real standout figures among this bowling group, Sathya. 2 for 4. Top class. It's in the air and out. That's a nice moment for Sathya. Gets his fellow teenager, the 2 coming cricketers in backyard cricket, the 2 next gifted young generation. That's a nice moment for Alvin Sathya. Nice moment for the pair of them as Sathya congratulates his friend on his way off. Bevan West take a bow. An astonishing assault. A match-winning assault. Unbelievable innings. The fastest ever backyard 50. As brilliant as Sathya has been, and Sathya might have won that battle, but it looks like Bevan West has won his team the war. But a mention on Sathya. Bevan West is one gifted young cricketer. Alvin Sathya is most certainly another. And in the context of this innings and the assault we've seen from Alex's team, those figures of 3 for 4 into his 5th over are quite astonishing, and one would shudder to think where Dan's team would have been without him. Without his presence in this bowling lineup, this could have gotten even uglier. He has been excellent, as he's been all the way through the series, Alvin Sathya. Brilliant, brilliant young player. Coming force in backyard cricket. He'll be a little disappointed not to have wrapped things up though and knocked Butler over, but he's been close. But another good over from him, wicket maiden. And it's the turn of Randy West. Hasn't got his son to bowl at anymore, but he has got the free swinging Butler. They'll just be praying for this to end now, Dan's team. And it has ended. Finally all over. Was always going to give eventually the way Butler was swinging. Bizarre innings from him, really. He hit his first ball for 4 and he's faced about 20 since without connecting with any of them. But that ends the torture for Dan's team. 304 all out. Astonishing from Alex's team. Bevan West, Ricky Borrett and Rob Mcguire outstanding. And that is a formidable total. Wow. An astonishing takedown from the middle and lower order for Alex's team, led by Bevan West. But that innings was the house that Borrett and Maguire built before West turned it into a fortress. The partnership of 140 for the third wicket, I'd argue, is probably the best we've seen in backyard cricket up to now. If nothing else, for the control and the quality and the composure, but above all else, for the intelligence and the planning that they showed. And what a nice touch it was to see Rob Mcguire make his first ever backyard 50 and the ever reliable Ricky Borrett doing the same. And then it was time for Bevan West. That partnership was the launch pad for West to take over. An astonishing assault from him. Blitz, really. Maiden backyard 50 on debut. The fastest backyard 50. Ably supported by Elliott Fox, who enjoyed a record-breaking start to his innings. And a sparkling contribution from Callum Letts. Really was dazzling from the debutant. Played some quite stunning strokes in that 30. For Dan's 11, one name stands out. You really wonder how bad things would have gotten for them without the presence of Alvin Safia. 5 overs, 3 for 4. Randy West picked up a few. His first wickets in backyard cricket at the end of the piece. Dan Mears, excellent again. But on the flip side, Mogridge, Crowther and Murphy all went at 15 and over off their 4. And James Ramsey was a little off colour. That was quite an onslaught. Alex's team, it's going to take a miracle for Dan's 11 to chase this. They're going to require 251. Looks a tall order. They're going to need somebody to play an enormous innings. Join us next time and we'll see if somebody can do just that.